The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What is going on, my Ghost Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 319. We are live on YouTube, streaming to over 150 countries worldwide. If you're out there live, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you're watching this in replay or listening to this in podcast form, the conversation does not have to end here. Go ahead and utilize that comment section below. And if you're listening to the podcast, go ahead and rate and share and subscribe on the podcast form. It is a weird thing, but it does help in the algorithms of the podcast world. So if you're out there, like I said, say something in the chat. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you want to call or text into the show, yes, you can call or text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends Rod and Shelly Gates over at Aegis Gun Care. That number is 530-364-4678. And go check out aegisguncare.com. If you are a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran and you're in that hole, you're in the darkness, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I could probably be a pretty decent ear and probably get you towards some medical attention. So friends of ours that we have in our network. If you are looking for some medical advice, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You have a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to help in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please never think that you're alone. Find some help, find someone to talk to. More importantly, if you're out there and you see your loved ones, their personalities have changed for some reason, they may not know they're going through some stuff. You might want to help them out in any way possible. Get some help somewhere, somehow, some way. We are spotlighting, as always, United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And as always, we are a proud member of the Self-Defense Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro gun, pro 2A podcasts over at selfdefenseradio.net. Let's take this off of my ugly mug and say hello to the conglomeration of misfits, the merry band of misfits, if you will, the air supply, if you will, of GunTubers. You know, there's the whole title tonight is our favorite GunTubers. Obviously, none of them are in this room except for Chris. Chris from the 740 is one of my favorites, but oh, hey, Clover's down here too. Obviously, he's one of my favorite GunTubers. But yeah, we've got from the weirdest state in the union, the only state that has 4 letters but takes 2 idiots to spell it out. We have Chris from the 740. What's up, homie?
Not much, man. Thanks for the invite. It's gonna be fun.
It could be a train wreck, but that's every week, bro. We just don't know. We don't know.
That's right.
It's all good. And from Anderson Manufacturing, straight off the veteran hunt from last week. We'll talk a little bit about that. What's up, Kyle?
Not much, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm here for
man. How was last week? It sounds like, tell everybody kind of what happened last week, if you like.
So first off, I just got to get this one out. I got my first buck.
Congrats, bud. Buck. Did you drink a little bit?
I did. I had a few drinks, and you know me, guys. I'm not a drinker at all, but when I get around my Marines, it turns into a whole different story. So
yeah. So a lot of people don't know what's going on, but so Kyle went on a hunt last week with some Marine brothers, and it's been a while, I guess, for some of you guys haven't seen each other in a while, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, and that even better than getting my first buck was getting to spend some quality time with those guys. And even just staying in the same lodging as them kind of brought back that barracks vibe, man. And it was a good time. It was
People
great.
don't realize, as much as we'll talk shit about barracks life, it's some of the most fun times because everyone's equally as miserable. So yeah, barracks life is its own little animal, you know.
Imagine living in the same building with like hundreds of your friends.
It's like Animal House on steroids,
Yeah.
you know, especially on weekends. Oh man,
yeah. And during
man.
hurricanes, you get to see you guys in ponchos trying to fly off third deck. Pretty extravagant.
So we I was a Hollywood guy, but I witnessed a couple typhoons over in Okinawa, which are basically hurricanes that turn the other way or something. I don't know exactly, but they're basically hurricanes. Yeah, man. It's when the rain's blowing 100 miles an hour sideways, it's crazy. It's crazy. And people will think that they are Superman. Let's just be real.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm glad you got to see your boys. Yeah, especially us. Yeah. Glad you got to see your boys. Congratulations on your first buck, man. That's pretty good.
Thanks,
Pretty
guys.
good. And standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a ginger, my lord, and a flatbed Ford. What's up? From the gun owners of America, we got John, the soulless ginger bastard. What's up?
What's up, homie? How's it going?
It is. I'm living the nightmare, man. Living the nightmare.
Aren't we all, though?
I mean, you know, some of us have it a little better than others, but, you know, some of us get to work from home.
I mean, I feel like that's like a jab, but
if I could, I would, bro. I would. No. And some people are retired, so, you know. I'm waiting for the comment. Nothing. Okay, let's move on. Okay. I'm going to give you, it is 2A Tuesday. We're not going to call it 2 minutes because I don't want to stop, you know, plug you into a 2 minutes. 2A Tuesday. What's going on in the world of GOA and the 2A right now?
So right now we're in an official comment period for the ATF against their universal registration check. So basically what they're saying is they're changing the definition of engaging in business. So if you are a gun owner and you buy a gun at a really good price and then you go sell it and make a profit on said gun, you are now engaging in commerce according to the ATF, and you need an FFL to do so. So now is the time to comment saying we don't want this, we don't need this. Basically, it would turn everyday citizens into having to be their own FFL. So there's
now that said, it's doing a couple of things. It's actually I think what they're trying to do is to take out all private sales, and I think this is they call the gun show loophole. You know, they're trying to get rid of what they perceive as his gun show loophole. It is what it is, but yeah. So I will put in the description a link to the ATF comment. Obviously, you can probably go over to the GOA's website, gunowners.org, and I'm sure you guys have links of how to. I know in years past for certain things, you guys actually had a template that people could utilize on the comment as well. So utilize all of that. Do you guys are y'all still doing the template?
That's thing? All on gunowners.org. So you can go in there, see the template, and go like that. So speaking of templates, I need all of you who are in the chat or listening to this to go comment to your senators. Chuck Schumer has announced that he is putting an assault weapons ban on the floor in the Senate. We need all the senators to go vote against this. We don't think it'll pass the House. We do think it'll go through the Senate, but start making the comments now. Start reaching out to your senators and your congressmen saying that we do not want this assault weapons ban.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the big two that are going on right now. On top of that, I will have to do a shameless plug that Kaylee and I got nominated for a Gundy. If you guys would like, go ahead and vote. I'm not telling you to go vote, but us and Ben, who does our Minuteman moments, we all got nominated for a Gundy. So if you'd like to vote, go for it. If you don't feel the need to vote, I get it, but shameless plug. We'd like to walk home with a plastic trophy and a pat on the back if we.
Yeah, I can bring you a plastic trophy to Vegas so you can leave with one. I mean, it may not be a Gundy, but I can go find like some cheap bowling league trophy somewhere. I might even be able to find like an old wrestling like championship belt.
I will carry that around, Chacho. What'd you say, Kyle?
Really?
I said I'll go in half with you, Ghost.
I tell you what, if I can get you to carry around that championship belt the entire week of SHOT Show, dude, I'll bring one. Don't you think that I won't?
I didn't say that Kaylee would let me do it. I said I would try to do it.
No, that's not what you said at all. You said I would wear that all week. You did say that.
We can get it
and I'll get it clear with. I mean, how would Kaylee not want you to walk around with a championship belt?
I mean, if Anderson would get on board, join in with the GOA, I would wear it all day.
We'll get it laser engraved. Gundy by Ghost.
Gundy
by Ghosty.
The
Ghosty.
Oh, good.
Hey,
you're gonna win a Ghosty
this year.
I should do some Ghosties one year. Just be stupid with it. Just like the worst gun video of the year, and the worst creator, like the least. What are one of the things they have? The most influential. I'll put like the least influential. I know who's going to win that one. I think we all know who's going to win that one.
And then the last thing I do
what's up, everybody? How you doing?
The last thing I have is for Chris over here, because he is here. Ohio.
Chris? You talking about like Ohio, Chris?
Ohio, Chris from the 740. Ohio is trying to become a sanctuary to a state. So go in and let your congressmen and senators over.
Come join the club.
Yeah, get that passed over there in Ohio. But and we have a new episode dropping tomorrow too, so that should be.
Who's that? Who's that going to be?
That is Alex Borowski, formerly of P80 and Matador Arms. He's still part owner of Matador Arms, but he is talking. The talking points on that one. He is from the former Soviet Union originally, so he is this very interesting comparisons to the former Soviet Union and a 3-letter organization. He's been in the marketing game for the firearms industry for a long time. Good friends. He's one of the original guys who were at P80. So go definitely check out that episode tomorrow when it drops.
Will do. And riding shotgun as always, hopefully one day with a hashtag Pony Express 2024. From the wonderful, great, amazing state of Texas, the tactical virus. Leprechaun himself. What's up, home diggity dog?
I don't know. Just hanging out.
Okay.
Just hanging out. Hard day of pulling triggers, man.
Every day's a hard day for you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. You got a shotgun for us?
You do.
I do.
You got a red, white, and blue one.
I do have a red, white, and blue one, and also got me a another shotgun that's in. That might be a video might be dropping on this weekend about it.
So what's up with the red, white, and blue one? Semi-auto.
The red, white, and blue one is the Tokarev USA TBP-12. It's a bullpup shotgun. Yeah, I dig bullpups. It's a bullpup shotgun.
Shut up! I mentioned
with the paint scheme of Old Glory herself. It's a beautiful shotgun. It's prettier, honestly, than it feels. Just saying. That's my initial reaction. I shot it at TriggerCon, and it shoots. I haven't put it to the range yet. I'll be doing another, basically an M4 Turcanelli, if you will, clone that will be out this weekend. But I'm looking forward to really getting some working on that. But yeah, no, the American flag, the Tokarev bullpup is kind of it's a cool looking shotgun, faux shizzle.
Yeah.
Faux shizzle.
Well,
what do you got for us?
That's 90% of it, right?
I mean, it is to a certain extent. It's at least a good display piece, you know.
What do you mean? What do I have for you? I was being lazy. I was putting it back on you.
Well, I'm putting it back on you. I mean, you know, surely you've got a shotgun that. Okay, let's not do a shotgun. I know that you just had a video drop about 15, 20, 30 minutes ago. What was that about?
That was
About
10
that?
millimeter, so it's pretty fun.
Yep, I'll give you.
Also hammer fired. So hammer fired 10 millimeter. That's pretty fun.
The old Grand Power.
Right. The old Grand Power. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty. It's dude, the trigger on it, in single action anyway, is touchy. I'll use that word. Good Lord.
Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing. No, it's a good thing. So I guess as long as you're aware that it's touchy.
Well, yeah, we talk like a pound and a half touchy, or
oh,
what?
I don't know. I didn't measure it.
Yeah.
I need to put some pull weight on it and find out. But I can tell you that if you're just out plinking around on the range at steel or whatever, like you gotta really be careful, because the distance between you let off the reset, and then you let off with the reset, and then sometimes you've got that little bit of take up, right? Just a hair. Oh no, the
Not
trigger's
so
breaking.
much.
Like the trigger's breaking. Like it's that touchy. So pretty neat. And with a 10 millimeter, it's gonna jump when it does that, because
if you're not ready for it, it'll surprise you. I bet
it has the power. So
by the power of Grayskull.
Something like that.
Showed my age at that point. Yeah, I do want to say, Kluwer doesn't have his camera on yet, but there are 3 heavily bearded people. I think Defense Dad earlier said instead of being Air Supply, it should be ZZ Top, because Clover and Chris both have really long beards. And Kyle's, your beard game has come a long way the last few months, homie.
I was thinking, man, he fit right at home in the woods.
I'm growing everything out. I'm even trying to grow the hair out.
So I can't do that. I got my haircut today, man. I can't, even on my sides, I can't have long. Oh man, it drives me nuts.
I've never done it before, and I'm just at that phase in life where I'm I might as well get it knocked out before I start losing my hair. So
I've never been able to grow long hair. I just get it just grows down and connects to my back hair, so almost. It's crazy.
That's probably what mine's gonna do.
No, seriously, I like teenager, right? And you want to grow. Everybody's growing out their hair. I never could grow out. I never could. It never could. And so when I was decided, I'm gonna let the beard grow and see what happens, I was actually surprised. Of course, your facial hair is different, but I was very surprised, because I figured it'd be the same way. It's it ain't gonna grow.
Just tuck right into the chest hair.
Right. Yeah. Have a really full neck beard.
Yeah.
I look like a professor then, or something. Give me a tweed jacket with some elbow pads.
Yes.
I'll take things I didn't want to hear tonight for 100, Alex.
That might be the $1,000 question. Back hair and neck hair and chest hair woven into the beard and the back of your head. Yeah. No, thank you. I appreciate you though. You guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday over on our YouTube community tab, we have the pony polls. So let's go check out the polls from this week, and go check out AndersonManufacturing.com. Our first one was put out yesterday, 1.6 thousand votes. All right, boys, Christmas trees here. We going real trees or fake trees? Chris, we'll start with you.
We have a fake tree this year.
Fake tree. Now, for me, fake trees are all about laziness. We haven't put up a tree up in a while since my daughter left home. So it's been a while, but we were actually looking at some pre-lit fake trees. So all we had to do is stuff it in a closet during the rest of the year. Is the fake tree for laziness or another reason?
I just do whatever the wife wants to do. If she wants a real tree, we get a real tree. If she wants a fake tree, we get a fake tree.
Okay, let's be honest. That's the way we all are, because I don't think any of this, at least in this room, give two shits about what kind of tree we have, right? the part for me is putting the lights up. It's okay. It's what it is, right? But disposing of that tree, like sometimes I'll just go out. We'll just go out and throw it in the woods. It's fine, but it's not always fun. Not always fun, but it is what it is. Kyle, what about you guys? Oh, go ahead.
All the needles falling off of it while you take it through the doorway.
Exactly. And I don't care if you're allergic or not. You get scratched by a bunch of thousands of needles, like it itches for a while, Gary, I'm not going to touch that one. You do you, boo. Kyle, in your household, are you talking real or fake? Trees, by the way, not anything else. Yeah.
All natural. No, natural. We got a fake tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, do you keep it decorated and put somewhere year round, or do you break it down at the end of every year and have to put it back together?
Break it down, put it back together.
See, that defeats the whole damn purpose of a fake tree, man.
I know. But if it was up to me, well, not even if it was up to me, if my life was a little more convenient, I'd have a real tree. I love the smell.
Says the guy who's still at work at what 8:22 your time.
Exactly. So artificial tree just works right now.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
When I get old and retired, I'm going real tree all day because to me the scent alone is worth it, man. I love that pine.
Yeah, we went real tree for a long time, and I actually do like real trees. It is kind of a pain in the ass, but my wife's talking about getting like a little 4-foot pre-decorated tree that we could, I didn't realize it until later on in life. My family, we were pretty lazy growing up when I was growing up, and I guess like my mom like kept our Christmas tree up year round, but like decorated it for like each season and shit. I didn't. It was a fake tree, so. I don't know. Like I didn't really pay that attention to it, but like later on in life, I was like, yeah, our Christmas tree was up year round. It was really weird. I don't know.
That's kind of awesome, what it is. Though. How come?
Not really. No, it's just lazy. It's just laziness. Just laziness. You'd have to know my family dynamic growing up was interesting to say the least. So
you go out of your way to decorate it for the different holidays. That's not lazy.
I think she paid someone to decorate it for the holidays.
I'm just going to mute my.
Once again, it's what it is. Clove, in East Texas, are y'all cutting down like neighbors' trees and shit and stealing them or what?
No. Growing up, it was all real trees. But lately it seems like everybody just goes pretty much fake tree. Nowadays, it's the ease, right? It's just so many things, and public service announcement. I don't know, because I think more people have fake trees now than the other, but you talk about the care and the maintenance. There's also the dangers associated with it, and with LED lighting nowadays, it's not quite so bad. But
back in the day,
when you had the hot incandescent lights and you didn't keep it well watered, and
on those dry needles, yeah, buddy,
they were. Like, I can't tell you the number of house fires we responded to, around Christmas. Christmas was always the busy season with the fire department because of, obviously running heaters and Christmas trees and Christmas lights and other things. People overloaded outlets and you name it. A lot of them, a lot of Christmas tree fires for sure.
Oh, yeah. Hold on here. Let me check this.
And you got such a variety of fake trees too you can choose from, right? Like,
well, you do like the ones that my wife was looking at today it's like a little 4-footer, and I'm not sure if I don't know if she got it or not, but she was looking at it. We usually go down to my daughter's house for Thanksgiving, and then size. I mean, but yeah, this was like already pre-lit, but it was like that frosted, so it looks like it was snow on it, So there's all sorts of different, kind of trees out there.
They're not breeds, varieties of trees. I don't know what you call
them. Yeah.
Guess it could be breeds.
It could be. I mean, sure. Cookie out there says, good evening. I got drunk and fell asleep, thought it was morning. I've been there, done that. I think we've all probably done that at least once or 10 times or 100 times in our lives. So you are not alone. Defense Dad says real trees mess with my allergies pretty bad. Now that is a thing. I don't have them. Although, like I said, when you're carrying a real tree and you get scratched by those needles, it's going to itch whether you're allergic or not. But there are, especially this time of year, a lot of people have those fall pine allergies. That's a real thing. So I understand, that. Gary says, I don't even remember my parents having a real tree. We were never home for Christmas. We always went to grandparents' house and stuff for Christmas. So we had the fake tree, but we were never there for actual Christmas. So I think it was probably just out of convenience. We were gone. Cookie says, hello from the center of the nation, Missouri. Well, you're just north of me. Let's see here. Ghost tree is real tree camo. I'll take that.
A lot of the Christmas tree thing is kind of like Christmas lights. It's for a lot of people. It's more about for everybody else than you. You know what I mean? They put them in a front window and they, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I know it's that way for us because you're not going to see anything we put up from any of the roads. So
right, yeah. Defense Test says I get a new Star Wars ornament every year for the tree. There you go. Bearded Guy says it costs $100 to dispose of a tree. So around here, there's a couple things that we used to do. One, just throw it out in the woods by the house and property, and it's what it is. Just send it back home, right? We're just sending it back home and let it do its thing. Now, the fact that we live on a big pond here, and then we have a huge lake in this town, the Corps of Engineers will actually they'll come by if you put it by the road and let them know it's out there. They'll come by and pick them up, and they'll take them to the lake and put it out there for some vegetation for the fish out in the water. So that's kind of a cool thing. They do that. So that's pretty cool. But no, we wouldn't. The city, I guess the city would. I've never asked if they picked it up, or not the city, but our trash company. We don't live in the city limits, but I'm sure they would, but they would probably charge. But we usually just either threw it out in the property or took it down to the pond and all that. A lot of people would. There's a big kind of a picnic area by the pond we live on, and a lot of people just dump their trees there, and then the Corps would come in, and then they would kind of place them throughout the pond for us to for a little vegetation.
Get everybody in the neighborhood to pile them all up, and then about a month or two have a big bonfire and cook out.
I mean, talking about it would be massive. That would kind of be fun. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Just don't put A&M over it. You'll be all right.
A&M would not be anywhere near anything that I do. By the way, Hook 'em Horns, Texas made it to the playoffs. So sorry, Florida State. Sorry for you. Sorry, Ohio State. Y'all shouldn't have lost to Michigan. We're playing Washington, I think. Yeah, Washington's a 2 seed. So then Bama's probably going to beat the crap out of Michigan. So you got that going for you guys. Let's see here. Cookie says, plug for my local tool store. Sure. Check out the holsters at Muddy River Tactical. There you go. Go check out Muddy River Tactical. Most of their business is holsters, but they're a cool local store. Absolutely. Up in Missouri, just probably Google Muddy River Tactical. There you go. There's a plug for you. Let's see here. 1.6 thousand votes. This is damn close. 51-49. 51-49. By far our closest poll ever. Fake wins it 51-49. 51-49. Can't go wrong. I think that as you get older, I think that the lure of the fake tree becomes more appealing, at least to me. When my daughter was growing up, the real tree and all that. And so let me ask you this before we move on to the next one. When do y'all put your tree up? Do y'all put it up at a certain days? That we used to do it like the night of Thanksgiving, typically after the Cowboy game, we put the tree up or whatever. When do you guys usually put the trees out? We'll start with Kyle on this one.
Yeah, that's when my family usually does it. Thanksgiving night or that weekend.
The Friday or that weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clove, what about you?
We probably won't even have one this year.
I'm just saying in general, like when you used to have them, when would you usually put them up?
Kind of like you said, with having kids that are grown and going to other people's houses for Christmas. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I would say definitely not like Thanksgiving, Black Friday, that type of. It was always too busy, right? Going and doing family stuff and whatever. So, but I would say probably around the 1st-ish of December.
The 1st-ish, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So somewhere in that week between Thanksgiving and the 1st of December, around that, yeah, that's probably I'd say that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Ginger, what about you guys?
We put it up the Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, or that Saturday, because I do the outside, she does the inside, and then I help decorate the tree.
There you go.
Put on a little elf costume.
100%. Yeah, I climbed on the roof this year too.
Don't you make fun
to
of
make
those,
sure I wasn't the only one.
No, I'm not going to say that story. No, I'm not going to. I plead the fifth on that story. Chris, what about you guys?
We always do ours the weekend before Thanksgiving, just because it's so busy, because we have Thanksgiving, then her and her mom are always Black Friday shopping, and then Saturday we always have a party for the OSU Michigan game. So yeah, we do it the weekend before.
I get it. I start seeing Christmas stuff in September at Wally World. I was like, what the hell? Like September. I was like, you guys are outside your minds.
Yeah, before Halloween. Yeah.
Before Halloween. Yeah. It's like, wow. Okay. All right. The next question's got 1.9 thousand vote. Which one's better, boys and girls? Home Alone or A Christmas Story? Yeah, it's a good one. Ginger, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, being from Cleveland, I gotta go with A Christmas Story.
I would hope so.
It's iconic. And this year, my wife let me decorate the inside a little bit, so I do have the Red Ryder and the signage from A Christmas Story hanging up in the house.
Now, was that filmed? Was that house an actual house in Cleveland, or was it on a studio somewhere?
No, it's an actual house in Cleveland.
Okay, I heard it was. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to it 2 Christmases ago. We went after Christmas was over. It's a cool house, and for $10,000, you can have your Christmas day in the house and sleep in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's an Airbnb.
Interesting. What's up, Sykes? How you doing? Wes is out there. What's up, Wes? Wow. Okay. Kyle, you were never down at Pendleton, were you? You never made it to Pendleton? Okay. So right outside the gate, about 3 blocks from the main gate of Pendleton, is the house from Top Gun. And when I first got there, I was driving by and I was like, that looks like the house from Top Gun. And guy was like, yeah. I was like, no shit. Like, yeah. And I don't know. This was back in the 90s. I mean, there would be people surrounding that house taking pictures all the time. But like the actual house from Top Gun was right outside the gate at Pendleton. It was kind of cool. And yeah, I think if I'm ever in Cleveland, which I don't see why I would ever go to Cleveland. I mean, who goes to Cleveland? But if I ever do, I will probably have to go find that house and take a picture. Please tell me they have the leg lamp in the window still.
They do have the leg lamp in the window, and you could double up and go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's true too. That's true. I am in the midst of getting it's going to be a little while, but a 59 Gibson Les Paul. So that'll be kind of cool. Speaking of music, so.
And if you're feeling really frosty, it's only an hour to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Is that Canton?
Yeah, it's Canton.
Yeah. You understand that I don't want to go to Ohio, much less like have to like drive around in Ohio. I'm just saying. Like if I want to go to Ohio, I want to go hang out with Chris. You know, I'm not going to go to. You know, it's just one of those things. Anyways, yeah. Christopher, what do you say here?
Oh, Christmas Story all the way.
Okay. I mean, you know, Kyle, do you know what the Christmas story is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. My grandma hated the Christmas story. I love it. But
I love it. My wife doesn't particularly like it, I don't think. But my wife like has no soul, like no heart whatsoever. Like she doesn't like I love Christmas time. Like I'm like Clark Griswold. Like I am literally the nerd like dad that loves the spirit of Christmas. And it's like my wife's like, it's in the day. But and again, they don't do Christmas a whole lot. Christmas isn't big in Okinawa. New Year's is huge in Japan. That's their big is New Year's. So I get it.
yeah, I get it. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm choosing Home Alone.
Please explain yourself, sir. No,
I mean,
no. They're both
me-
great. That's why I put them up there.
To me, Home Alone's just way more
That's
interesting.
acceptable.
The thing that sticks out to me is the sticky bandit. I love the sticky bandits, just how dumb they are.
It's not. I said this last week or a couple weeks ago, whenever it was. It's not his best role, but it's possibly one of my favorite Pesci roles.
Yeah.
By far, it's not his best, no doubt, but it's a great role. I love, the Sticky Bandits and that 10 to 15 minute sequence of that movie when they're just getting terrorized.
Yes.
Is 10 or 15 minutes of the funniest you'll see in a Christmas movie, hands down, for sure.
Yep.
Let's see here. Clove.
Rah, 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 rah. Now that said,
It's fried rice, you plick.
oh my god, it's the duck.
For people that
Looking
don't know, you have to go and watch A Christmas Story, and you'll understand.
Looking at me.
why.
Looking at me, pulls out the cleaver. It's hilarious. And that's right then, which sucks. But
It's
anyway,
very end.
When Kyle said Home Alone, I got to thinking, Home Alone's still solid, right? And there's a lot of one-liner stuff even from Home Alone. I mean, so.
Now, I want to make this clear, Sykes, it is not an actual 59. It is a reproduction of a 59 Les Paul. It is, it's not an original. I'm not spending $30,000 on a guitar. So it is a reproduction of a 59 Gibson Les Paul. And it's going to be a greenie, the Peter Green. It's going to be, it's beautiful. Just look up. Yeah. Beautiful guitar. Anyways, for me, like I said, that 10 or 15 minutes of Home Alone is fantastic, but I gotta go with A Christmas Story. To me, it's of my generation. I say like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and all of that. Like for me, A Christmas Story is that, and Christmas Vacation are my generational Christmas movies, right? A Christmas Story is one of those that I don't think that it got the love it deserved, especially when it came out like early to mid 80s, like 84, somewhere in there. I don't think it got the love back then. It has since had this huge cult following and has become a classic. But I think that if you haven't seen A Christmas Story, do yourself a favor and go watch it. It's well worth it. 1.9.
Seen the sequel?
I haven't seen the sequel, but I have seen the first episode of the series. Came out last year. Yes, there is a series where Ralphie is now the father and has kids and is going having it's not good, but it's worth maybe checking out. It's not good. It's not terrible. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good actually. But yeah, if you haven't go see it, go watch it. It's pretty good. I like it. 1.9 thousand votes, 64% say Home Alone. And I think that like people, this must be like people like, like that are Ginger's age that just don't even like weren't alive, don't know what Christmas Story is, right? So I'm just joking with
It
you.
played for 24 hours. Also, they cut out the best scene of that whole movie. There was a scene where Ralphie and Flash Gordon teamed up to fight aliens that they cut out of that movie. It was in the museum. They had like the scene up there. It was cool.
Really interesting. Oh, fudge. I remember when he got the decoder ring and it would see like drink more Ovaltine or something like that. He was super pissed. Yeah, great movie. Great movie. Go watch A Christmas Story. Home Alone wins it with 64% of the vote. I can't. I love both of them. I love both of them. I am surprised it went 64 though. I'm a little surprised it went that high, but it is what it is. Defense Dad says 64% of your viewers got it wrong. I'm not saying they got it wrong, but I thought it'd be closer. I thought it might be like a 55-45, not a 64, 65-35 thing, but it is what it is. Our last poll, 2.2 thousand votes. You got to choose one. Choose one. Beretta 92 or a Glock 17? Clover?
92.
92. Beretta 92 or a Glock 17? Ginger 92 or a 17?
92.
92. My man. Christopher.
I'm going 17.
Yep, I get it. Kyle?
I respect that, Chris. I'm going 92 though.
Yep. Here's why I put this poll out. I actually had someone ask me this in a video comment, and I started thinking about it. And everyone kind of knows my love for the 92, and for better or worse, I love the 92. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick the 17. I don't know why. Like, it's just one of those things where if I had to, now, when I say what I've had to pick one that, like, it's the only handgun I'd have forever, like, I probably had to go with the 17. But looks, design, nostalgia for me, especially, and probably Kyle to a certain extent, the 92 will always have a place. That's the gun that I learned to shoot handguns with. Like, that's the first handgun I ever shot in my life was an M9.
Same.
So it'll always have a special place. But if I had to like just get down to it and say you can only have one gun the rest of your life, like of those two, I'd be hard not to pick the 17. As much as that kills me. But no, I as far as just nostalgia and loving it, it's the 92 for sure. 2.2 thousand votes, 59% say the Glock 17. 59% say the Glock 17, which I kind of figure would happen. Once again, there's not a whole lot of people these days or that younger generation that are familiar with the 92. Now, they would probably recognize if they saw a photo. Oh, I know what that. I've seen that gun before. They would recognize what it is, but they wouldn't know what it is, right? They wouldn't know that's a Beretta 92. They would probably say, "Oh, I've seen that in movies and I've seen that in whatever." But you know, it is what it is. Sykes says I carry 92 in the Army, but I'm a Glock 17 fanboy now, so I go with Glock. There you go. Cookie says I wouldn't keep either. The Beretta has more value. So I don't know. And here's what I say about that. Value as far as a dollar amount, yes, you're going to be able. The Beretta 92 is going to cost more than a Glock 17. Now, if you were to buy a Glock 17 and buy a Beretta 92 in 5 years from now, are you going to make more money on? You probably don't make money on either one of them, to be honest with you. I mean, the prices for Glock 17s and 92s have stayed relatively the same forever, right?
Well,
Clover, go ahead.
Yeah, what I was going to say is the 92, if you're talking base model, I've seen base model 92s on sale very comparable to Glocks, right? So I
Yeah,
think,
and I'm not really comparing price. I'm just saying, like, let's say that one's at 500 and one's at 8, but they kind of stay around those all the time. You
yeah,
know?
the difference there between is like you can actually say which Beretta 92, where you can't say which Glock, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there are variants of the 92, whether
And I
that's
think most people
distributor
don't realize
models or
it, but you're
whatever.
talking. Yeah, most people don't realize, but when they talk about 92, they usually are probably talking about the FS, just in general. But most people don't
I
know
mean,
that there's.
yeah. I'm going. Is it a clear-coated model? Is it a stainless model? Is it
True.
wood grips? Is it plastic
Is it the
grips?
Marine model?
Is it? Yeah, right. Yeah, true. Yeah,
Is it an M9?
but
And
that's an
because
M9.
there are Beretta came out with the M9
Uh-huh.
model also, not just the 92 FS. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah, no, but
Okay. Well.
Yellow, you're the only one that's not muted, so that must be from you. Is that a phone vibrating?
Yeah. Sounded like it.
That was me. Amber
Oh,
Alert.
okay.
Oh.
No, I
we're all
didn't get
gonna-
an
well,
alert. Yeah, we'll hear in a
well,
few minutes. We probably will,
he's in a
unless
different
it's
state.
Kentucky only.
It's
Yeah.
probably Kentucky only.
Yeah. All right.
Keep your eyes peeled.
No.
2000 Honda Odyssey Silver.
That won't be
Yeah,
hard to
because
spot.
there's
Like 6 of those in existence now, isn't there? Or something?
4 of them run, so it's even less.
Right.
That guy picked a bad getaway car there.
Just look for a guy pushing a van, and it's like there it is.
Yeah. Cookie says, nope, ain't nobody making money on Glocks besides Gaston. That's probably that might be the best quote of the night so far. Gaston might be the only one making money on Glocks. So yeah. All right. Those are the pony polls. Go check out our friends over at AndersonManufacturing.com. Once again, go to all of their social media and hashtag Pony Express 2024. Ginger, let's talk about the hashtag.
Well, Kyle over here, he promised us, so it's hashtag Pony Express 2024. It's our grassroots effort to get Anderson Manufacturing to make a double-barreled coach gun, 18 inches in length, with hammers, designed to look like the ponies, with dual triggers. So we found out a couple weeks ago. I talked to Kyle, and Mr. Anderson himself already knows about this Pony Express. So
y'all have done a good job. So he has heard about it. So
just keep pounding them. We got to put the pressure on them to make this Pony Express with some real nice wood, the ponies and the hammer. I mean, I'm hoping it comes out in August of next year. Just saying, Kyle. That's my push.
Why would that be? Are you able to announce anything yet?
Not
That's
yet.
oddly specific, Ginger.
Very oddly specific.
Very oddly specific.
Specifically the second week of August. But I can't say anything just yet. But we'd like to.
In East Tennessee.
Yeah, we're that side of the state. We'd like to see the Pony Express being announced and in customers' hands. So go on every post that Anderson is making and do the hashtag Pony Express 2024 every post. Even email their customer service. I know I'm going to get a phone call from Kyle on that one, but email their customer service so they go to Mr. Anderson and go, there are millions of people asking for this Pony Express.
There are tens of people asking about the Pony Express.
Yes. So go check out Anderson Manufacturing at AndersonManufacturing.com and make sure that you let them know that we want the Pony Express in 2024 in August, to be specific.
Cookie out there says I was a coastie, carried the 1911 for 8 years. You know what? God bless you for admitting that you're a coastie. Not everyone's perfect. Not everyone makes good decisions in their lives. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You float around with your little duckies on your arms and you're painting buoys out in the ocean. Somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to do it. Thank you for sacrificing your life in Pensacola, Florida to paint buoys with your ducky little swimmers on there. I'm just messing with you, Cookie. Appreciate you. All right. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about this. Came up in another comment and all that, and it not directly, but it said new to Firearms, new to the YouTube. Found your channel. It was on an AR video of mine that I did, and it said, "Who are some other people that I should watch on YouTube?" And I basically kindly replied, "No one." But no, and I said, "Please don't watch mine."
But
either.
seriously, yeah.
But seriously, no one. No. But there are some channels out there, and we all have channels that we were watching years ago, whether we want to admit that or not. Obviously, our growing, our viewing evolves. I'm not going to lie to you. Outside of my friend stuff, there are a handful of channels only that I will watch gun stuff on YouTube. But I thought it'd be kind of fun, especially for people out there that might be kind of looking for some other channels and all of that. We're going to go through the room and we're going to kind of talk maybe some specific channels for specific reasons. Real quick, let's just go through the room and go through this way. Chris, the first question I'm going to ask everybody is, what's the first gun channel that you remember watching back in the day?
I thought about this a lot today, and the reason I like this topic is because when you start searching for gun stuff, obviously all the big stuff comes up first. So it's Hickok 45 and Honest Outlaw and all them. But the first two that I remember watching were Honest Outlaw and RTT Guns and Gear.
Nice.
And I think it's a good topic we're going to be on tonight, because you're going to get what YouTube suggests when you first start looking for gun channels. And it's always going to be the big multi-million subscriber channels.
Yeah, that was the whole point, I guess, this person was making is who are some people out there that like aren't the big million plus and all of that actually put in good quality content, whether it's educational, entertaining. There's all sorts of different ways of going down the road. Kyle, being from Kentucky, is Kentucky Ballistics one of yours? No, I'm just kidding. Do you remember who your first kind of like channel you started watching quite a bit back in the day?
Kentucky Ballistics. I don't even know if he was around. Maybe he might have.
Probably not.
But IV8888.
Check out the Bulls for you. So okay, yeah. So Eric, now old school Eric.
Yeah, old school Eric. So I grew up in Hebron.
Barry
and Eric.
I was gonna say it's probably more Barry than Eric at that point. Then
yeah. Barry was awesome.
When I heard he did an Anderson meltdown, like Anderson's always been a big deal in our community here in Hebron, and I had to go check it out, and I just kind of tuned in every once in a while after that, and just checked out what he was up to. So,
no, exactly. Clover, first gun channel that you remember watching?
So it's tough, man, because you're talking like honestly, like the very first days that YouTube almost went live. So very early 2000s, maybe 2006 or 7 or something, probably at the latest.
No.
And so I don't remember exactly, but it was one or two. I lean more to it being Nothing Fancy, but it could have very well been G-Webs too. Could very well been gun websites too. It was one of the two were absolutely those were the
two big dogs.
Yeah, those were two of the first that I ever watched. I'm not exactly sure which one was actually first, because they probably both happened in the same day. Let's be honest. And so
probably,
sure. But I want to say Nothing Fancy.
Yeah. Ginger, Nothing Fancy for you, so Nothing Fancy, if for you, was well, I guess still is, but it's a channel that started out doing like 3.5 hour gun reviews. So
yeah, they were great to fall asleep to.
It's just true.
I want to say it was either OG Eric, Hickok, or OG Collian. We're back when
Yeah.
his videos were
Wait,
just
So I'll say this: OG Coleon, when he was learning and he was doing the competition shooting and all of that, he was learning. I'm not gonna lie. I think, well, I don't know all of us, but I did. I watched OG Coleon when he was learning and doing all of that series of it. But
I'm
yeah,
back
for
into
sure.
I'm back into some Coleon lately too. Fairly
Oh,
lately within the last, I would say,
the new
year
Coleon,
or
once
so.
he broke away from
Or
NRA
like,
and all
yeah,
of that, he's back to being Coleon. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Like earlier Coleon and later Coleon, okay. And
Mm,
two totally different vibes, of course, but
yeah, yeah,
two totally different content styles. But yeah, the middle ground there or whatever, the corporate Coleon, like screw that. That was horrible.
yeah. Mario says tactical response. So here's the thing. Yeah. So I used to love the old. I used to hate it. Then you get to know James, and you know the whole deal with all of that. I'll tell you what. I tell you what. I'm really disappointed at, and you can say what you want to. I'm an alumnus of there. Um, I have no problem with them continuing the tactical response channel. Right. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Please, for the love of all that's holy in this world, shut down the James Yeager channel. Keep it up for having the videos up. Quit putting content out on James's channel. Put it on tactical response, but don't quit using. The family's still using the James Yeager channel. I get it. There's a lot of money probably there. Use the tactical response channel. I'm begging you, as someone who, I'm not going to say I was friends with James, but every time we saw each other, we spoke for a few minutes and we became friendly, right?
Yeah.
He knew who I was. We trained together and we were friends. I'm not going to say we were friends, but we were friendly and we text back and forth every now and then. And every time I'd see him at a show, we'd give each other a hug and talk for 5 or 10 minutes. And out of respect for that man, I wish the family would stop using the James Yeager channel. Put it all in tactical response. I got no problem with that.
I don't
That's
think
just
that
me.
dude I don't think that dude ever forgot anybody.
No, no, no,
It
no,
was
no.
pretty amazing.
No, he is. And I tell you what, like being around him
And
in
I'm not talking
person,
about alums. I'm talking about
no, just
anybody
in
he met.
general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's one of those where getting to know him, I'll say this. Yeah, he's kind of got that sense where he may not know who you are, but he recognizes you probably. But I'll say this, he's going to be a complete dick to you. He was going to be James Yeager. He was who he was, but he always made time for everyone too. And I have a lot of respect, whether or not I like the persona and a lot of what he said online. But after being around him and training with him and all of that, much love and respect. Rest in peace, James Yeager. So yeah, for sure. We go through everybody. Okay. So where I want to go next is where we were when we first started watching gun stuff, um, to where we are now. And obviously we have evolved and our, maybe we change a lot of what we like in watching gun videos and all of that. Start with Clover on this one. Today's setting, do you have like favorite gun tubers that you watch today?
So I think I watch more today than I used to. That being said, I still don't watch a whole lot. So I mean, I need to
Right.
caveat that because I don't want folks thinking that I spend all my time watching. I watched some space stuff earlier today, and I listened to some podcast things, just random stuff. Because I'm doing gun stuff all the time, so that's part of my thing.
Yeah.
Um, I tend to gravitate more toward the smaller stuff. I'll throw out two bigger names that um just because I think they're great people, and two totally different content styles, but um, a lot of experience with a lot of different things in two different areas, really. But and that's probably big channel, right?
Yeah.
Paul Harrell and Hootie Who, and Hootie
Yeah.
Who may be the biggest, smallest channel of them all. With just it's weird with his channel, um, but no, from there I really get a kick out of, and it's the creator in me, and a lot of folks that follow me, they understand that. Um, I really like seeing Christian the 740, for example, and the She Fires, and the good Lord help me out with the ones that are coming up that are kicking butt and taking names, right? There's a bunch of them
Yeah.
that are
There's,
out there
there's
in
a
the chat,
bunch
but
of them. Yeah.
I really get a kick. I enjoyed when you were in the mix there, right? And at this point, we're kind of over the hurdle. I feel that once you break through that 10K mark, you're in the top 7-8% of YouTube at that point. So I'm not snobby to think that 100,000 or millions necessarily where it's at. Um, but even back in the day, Wes was bringing up the old gun channels community. So
Yeah. All gun channels, man. I'm
I
telling you.
really enjoyed whether it was your stop or the gun snob or obnoxious or Sarge, right? Those guys.
Yeah. I tell you what. And now we're talking about gun channel stuff. Any of you that were around the gun channels, especially kind of like when we kind of broke in 2017 or whatever. I'll tell you what. Starting up a channel and being a part of the gun channels crew and all of that, I tell you what, I don't think that I probably would have lasted, to be honest with you. I probably would have made it through that first year. I probably just would have given up had I not had the support of the whole gun channels crew. There was a lot of me and you and within that first year, Gizzard Gary and Snob and Sarge and OB, and I know I'm leaving out a bunch of other creators, but there was like that set crew that you knew. Like if I put a video out, I know I'm getting 25 views because my crew's gonna go check that out, right?
All right.
And that was a really big thing when you only had like 100, 200 subscribers. Getting 25 views was like, holy shit, like that's crazy, So yeah, the gun channels crew was really cool. And obviously that was G Web's baby. And all of that. Ginger, like now, like who are some of the guys that or gals that you enjoy watching now?
Now it's more for entertainment than learning.
Yeah.
So I'll watch like James Reeves burn down a shotgun just to see if it goes. I'll watch Steve's channels to support videos to support him. I watch.
Yeah, we're talking obviously outside of our friends because we're gonna, we're gonna mention those. Obviously, we're gonna support our friends regardless. So yeah,
I'll watch if it's a caveat with this. If it's a gun of a company that I'm friends with, I'll normally watch a video. So it'll be like today I sat down and watched Paul Hurl's video, the 14T.
I did too. Clover, I guess, found that yesterday and put it in the chat, and I was pleasantly surprised. And Paul is one of those. How do I put this? Channels either you love or you hate. Not because of what he says or what it's just sometimes it's boring.
Oh, he's so dry. He's
so dry. But he does a great job. And one of the best videos I've ever seen in my life that's a gun video ever is a Paul Harrell video. When he was in shooting from the bed. It's probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It was raining in bed. Still to this day, one of the best gun videos I've ever seen.
Dude does not stop the camera for rain or snow or like.
Nope.
He does not. Is that respect for that, right?
If he messes up, he's just going. He's just going to continue to rock. So I love
it. Something you said there, John, that I'm like, oh snap! That really speaks to YouTube and how for aspiring creators or maybe younger creators out there, at how YouTube works nowadays. You said I don't really necessarily watch a creator. I watch based on the video and like the product, the company, right?
Mhm.
That speaks a lot to the way that YouTube serves up content now, and why honestly subscribers are about halfway irrelevant. Like YouTube can figure out your patterns and your interests and like what you want to see and things like that. And it aids in you being able to do things along those lines. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like those videos will pop up for you. I get Gerson stuff pops up all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's another guy I've been watching. So I got in the last few weeks, I've gotten really into lever guns and single action armies and Old West stuff because there is a guy who popped up. His name is Tuco the Rat. And he is
What is it?
Tuco the
Never heard
Rat.
of that one.
Okay, I never heard of that.
He does triple shots and triple shots with a single action army and then triple shots off his belt. And it's cool. It's just cool to watch. And
Interesting.
it's more for entertainment value than anything. Like if you look at old demo Matt, that was reviews and cool stuff.
Hashtag Demo Ranch hates kids.
Yeah.
Had to be said.
But now it's all entertainment stuff. And that's all it is. It's just gun entertainment is what it is. So
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. The entertainment, and here's where it's evolved, at least since in the 6 years that I've been on YouTube, is now, and I think it's probably more since the cough, that people are getting away from cable TV and satellite TV, and they're doing the apps. But like for a lot of people, YouTube has become their nightly television. Like they watch videos to be entertained at this point. They watch a lot of live streams and all of that. But I think YouTube has kind of taken the place of TV in a lot of households. So if you're not, at least trying to be all educational you want, but if you're not trying to be at least a little bit entertaining, I think you're kind of getting left out at this point, because I think a lot of people are looking for some sort of entertainment prospect of your video.
Well, you brought up educational, and there's another name I just want to throw out real quick, and then we can move on.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
C and Arsenal. I've been watching his stuff only because I want to learn about this gun and learn the whole process. It's an 1.5 hour long video.
No,
It's
I get it.
very long, but it's very educational when it comes down to, like, he did a whole series of all the handguns of World War I and all the rifles and all the shotguns, and
Yeah.
they're all an hour long, but it's like cool. I can learn about the design process and who designed this gun that nobody's ever heard of.
Forgotten Weapons is another like that.
I was going to say Forgotten Weapons is another great one.
I love Forgotten.
If you're looking for a long form, like every little detail, there you go.
But those ones that you can put on and just have in your earbuds or in the background, and whether you're watching the video or not, you can learn just as much from listening to some of those videos than you can just by watching. So yeah, great ones. Chris, some of the channels that you're watching today that people need to probably know about.
Well, my viewing's changed a lot since I started putting out content. So now it's
funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, now when I get home, every day after work, I sit in my office. I got a couple hours of paperwork to do, so I just kick it on another computer. But really anymore, I just watch my friends' videos. And there's only so much time in the day. But a lot of those big channels I used to watch, I don't watch them anymore. And I kind of like John, when there's something, when I know there's a new gun that came out from something, then I'll start searching for that gun and watch a channel that I normally wouldn't watch.
Yeah.
But as far as the big channels go now that I watch, I still watch Honest Outlaw. I like watching his reviews. I like Tactical Considerations. I watch him every Sunday when he puts out his new video, and Mr. Big Kid, I still watch his stuff, but
don't watch this shit. It's not.
But most of the stuff I watch now is just the smaller channels and just all of our friends in our community, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, anyone that you kind of go to these days that you like watching?
obviously you guys, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Eagle Run 2-3. That to me is an educational guy who really knows what he's doing. So I learn a lot from him. And one guy who he doesn't really put videos out too often, and I actually got introduced to him through watching Demo Ranch, but Crispy 11 Bravo. I think he's a Banff, man. He's awesome.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, Crispy's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's awesome.
I might have seen some of the videos, but the name, the channel doesn't sound familiar. I've probably seen some videos, but I don't. The name doesn't sound familiar to me.
Check him out, Ghost. You'll really like him.
Okay.
And then
will.
One more that's kind of new to me. I don't think he's new because he's got a lot of subscribers and stuff. Risky Krisky. He's kind of an asshole, just to be honest with you guys, but man, he's hilarious. He is hilarious. He's more of like my entertainment value.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah.
There's so many channels out there that, you know, you'll never probably know all of them, you know, and there's going to be channels that are 100, 200, 500,000 subscribers that you've never heard of. Yeah. It's just the way it goes, you know. I'm going to start with this one with Kyle. So, and it's kind of building off of what Ginger was talking about, but if there's a gun out there that you're interested in buying, okay, for me, it's still Such. Like, if there's a gun that I'm thinking, I think I might want to go and get that gun. And if Such has a video, I'm going to go watch the Such video. And I don't know why. And it's not that I think Such does a fantastic job, but Such was one of the first ones that I started watching, like, to learn about specific firearms. Hey, I'm thinking about buying that gun. Such was kind of my go-to over Nothing Fancy, because he's only going to do like 20-minute videos instead of 45-minute videos. So, but for me, Such is still to this day. If there's a gun that I'm thinking about looking into, I'll go see if Such has a video out there and I'll watch it. But what now? Okay, that's interesting. Anyways, I'll start with Kyle, like I said, on this one. If you're looking to learn about XYZ firearm, do you have a reviewer, like a gun reviewer that's more educational about guns reviews? Is there one that you kind of look towards as your go-to guy or gal?
I'm just going to be blunt and honest with you. This is no disrespect to any of the creators out there. I will just call personal friends. I would prefer that. If I had to go off of a video, though, it'd probably be either one of you guys or, I mean, Such is awesome. I think he does a great job. If I had to go off a video, one of you guys or Such.
You know, and you bring up a good point. I guess we are kind of lucky to a certain extent now that we can just call people up and say, hey, I noticed you shot XYZ. What do you like off camera? Like, what are your thoughts on it and all of that? And so, that is definitely a plus that I didn't have 6 years ago for sure. You know, Clover, assuming you were going to watch a video on something, would there be a go-to guy?
So Such has been mentioned, and Paul Harrell obviously has been on this mentioned. So I'll throw one out there that has not yet. And if you're looking for fair assessment, you know, or whatever you want to call it, Graham Bates.
Yeah, Graham does a good job. I'm not going to get into that, but Clover knows I'm talking about. Something weird happened in the last week with Graham that is very odd to me, and how I didn't know. It is what it is. Not
bad weird, but just weird.
No. It was one of those things
just
where
clear that up. Yeah.
No. It was one of those where I knew Graham and I knew this other person, and there's a story between that. It's a cool story, but a story that I wasn't aware of until about a week ago. But yeah, Graham does a great job, has done a great job for a long, long time for sure. Yeah. Ginger, go-to gun reviewer for you.
And it's not because I know him personally, but it's Mills.
I
trust Mills.
I trust Mills, and Mills does a great job. So
Yeah.
go check out Tactical Considerations for sure. He does a great job.
But like you said, we're blessed that we can make the phone calls that we need to. Like I'll call him and I'll be like, and he's normally honest on videos too.
He is, but sometimes sometimes there's stuff that you don't want to put on camera, good or bad.
So there's been times where I've called him and picked his brain on something, or same thing with Steve. It's the same. The other one that hasn't been mentioned, it's not normally for guns, but it's for builds, is Jonathan, Tactical Toolbox. I'll watch his stuff just to learn on build stuff. If the new barrel or part came out.
Not my cup of tea, but I'll give you that. I'll tell you another one that hasn't been mentioned. And I'm going to say more like 4 or 5 years ago, is Mike at Mr. Guns and Gear. I think Mike he still does good stuff. Don't get me wrong. But 4 or 5 years ago, Guns and Gear, he put some really, really quality reviews out there.
Well, the guy who I used to trust that's not around anymore is Late Boy Scout and Twang and Bang. I used to watch their stuff all the time. They just shut down their channels.
Yeah,
that happens regularly.
It does.
I just thought,
yeah, go for it. Well, before you do that, I want to bring Chris in before because he hasn't said who he has, and then I'll come back to you. Chris, learning for a new gun right now, doing some research on a firearm. Do you have a go-to now that you trust the most?
I don't know how much I trust him, but I mean,
okay, that's a fair point. Fair point.
Tactical Considerations is one of them. I really like his stuff.
You can trust Mills.
Yeah. And then I normally, if it's a new gun that's coming out, I go back. I hate to keep bringing it up, but I just go back to the Honest Outlaw channel because he's always got all the new guns when they come out. So
that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Kyle, I'm sorry. Go ahead, and Clover, you're going to be next after Kyle.
Just another one that I just randomly thought up because I think James Reese was mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Hop, man, Hop.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He is real in depth on everything, and he seems pretty honest. I've never met the guy in person, but he seems pretty legit honest.
Yep. That's a great one. Real quick before Clover goes, Gary brings up Mac, Military Arms Channel. I think that, I used to watch a lot of Mac back in the day. Not so much anymore. And there's nothing that against him. Nothing's changed. I don't think he's a bad person. I think I just kind of outgrew Mac's channel. I think a lot of us outgrew Eric's channel. I was outgrew Demo Ranch, outgrew Hickok. We're looking for different things now. And so, I mean, old Military Arms was great. I used to love old Military Arms. And I'm not saying his new stuff isn't. It's just maybe I just outgrew him, I guess. I don't know. But I don't watch a lot of Military Arms anymore. Go ahead, Clover. Sorry.
Now, Chris brought up something I think that's really important,
okay.
Especially if you're talking about in the context of reviews. And if you're watching for entertainment, if you're watching to just get somebody's personal thoughts and opinions, right? And a lot of us caveat our bias that way, right? We'll say, hey, we like this or we like that. And it's this is a personal thing, and maybe you do or maybe you don't. There's a lot of creators that make those distinctions. They don't say, hey, this is the best and everybody needs to go buy this, right? But trust is a big thing. The issue that I have with a lot of folks that are, just the rank and file viewers, and I think as a creator, I think we see through this and why we're a little more cautious. The issue I have is blind trust.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching Suits or Paul Harrell or Reeves, whoever, right?
Yeah.
Do your own homework. Like, look at some different sources.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Things like, because we talk about it all the time, how firearms are a personal thing. And, we may not like this color or the way this feels or the way this little thing operates, right? And so, you want to, like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. Not and don't think that everybody's out to scam you, because they're not. It's just we all have our built-in biases and everything else, and we kind of expect you to be a grown-up and do your own, make your own purchasing. What's a smart purchase, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, Gizzard Gary says an honest outlaw always buys his guns. He doesn't accept free guns for review. I would be incredibly careful with using the word always. Just saying. No one does always everything. So just saying. You're talking about blind trust. Speaking of blind trust,
Paul Harrell, I don't know if you ever seen his video on the what it is, like things that to avoid or things to look for in the gun community or something. And he's like, people that use the word always and never. It's like, and they're
always and never are.
But
yeah, it's tough. I would say that Honest Outlaw probably buys most.
Yeah.
That
would be accurate.
Yeah. Like I said, I tell you, Such, I do enjoy watching Mills and Tactical Consideration, especially getting to know him a little bit more this year. I tell you,
he's doing a little more fun stuff for me, but other than
no, I think he's exactly where he needs to be. I tell you, other friends of ours. I'm going to throw some friends out there. Obviously, everybody, Chris and Clover on this panel out there. Obviously, Tactical Considerations, and you got Mr. Big Kid and all that. Throw some more friends out there that you may or may not be knowing about as much. You hear me talk about Mark from Fit and Fire. Mark does some really good work. If you're into AKs, he loves AKs. He does really good work, and he's going to be brutally honest sometimes. There's a bunch of them out there. I tell you a channel that I'm going to keep this channel for a later segment, but they do reviews, but they also are much different. Don't want to bring them up in this next segment. The next one we're going to bring up, I'm going to start with Ginger on this one, so get your thinking cap ready. I'm not talking necessarily about training, but whether it's fundamentals or different ideas of gear, how to use gear, the overall, not just gun reviews, but just gun videos or gun culture videos, whether it's training or drills or gear, not just doing the review videos. Is there a channel that you enjoy to learn different things from, whether it's drills or whatever?
So it was the late Boy Scout and Whitey from Four Guys Guns back in the day, and Jaeger. But those were the ones that I were watching religiously on training and things like that, and doing and gear reviews. Kyle from Gear Know-How does a decent job doing gear reviews and things like that. And then Matt from RTT Guns and Gear, who is a friend now, but it's same thing. He's he does really good gear reviews and things like that, and tactics, and talks about stuff like that.
Yep. Chris, any channels out there with tactics or drills or gear and all that stuff that you enjoy?
I gotta probably go with what John said. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of that type of stuff. Yeah. I watch over one of Matt's videos. I kind of tend to watch a lot of the USPSA shooters that have.
Okay, so let me ask you this: from a competition, since you do competition, for people that are learning or maybe wanting to get into that, that's a great. I didn't even think about that. From your perspective, who's a really good channel if you wanted to learn about USPSA shooting and watching stages and all of that stuff?
One of my favorite guys to watch would be Isaac Lockwood out of California. He's got a great channel. Hwansik Kim that shoots for Walther has some really good videos out there. Some of them are just guys that I know personally, that basically they don't really have many subscribers. They just kind of put their match videos up.
Yeah.
I'd say Isaac Lockwood, I've learned a lot just watching his stuff. Yeah.
Kyle, anyone, tactics, gear, that kind of stuff, drills, anyone out there that you kind of enjoy watching?
I was over here trying to find it, but it didn't come from tactical considerations, but it was still Mike. It was on a different channel, and he was actually going through like tactics and different stuff like that. I don't know how it came across my feed, but I found it. And
Ginger?
Iron Infidel.
Iron Infidel, that's it.
Okay.
Man, that was a very good video. And like, I don't know, I haven't really dug into it yet, but it seemed like Mike really knows what he's talking about. So
Now, John, that's his channel too, though, right?
No, that's he's doing that for a company. Iron
Okay.
Infidel is a water bottle accessory company.
Okay, because the same thing happened to me the other day. I was watching one of his videos, and then that video popped up, like Kyle said, and then
You'll
Okay.
see Mike doing stuff on the Armory Life, and then on Iron Infidel's channel. He does some videos on the side for them.
gotcha.
Clove, assuming you're going to watch stuff on gear and tactics, you know,
Well, I mean, you went down
maybe
to
some hunting
competition
tactics and
practice and stuff. So,
yeah, sure.
yeah, I mean, on the hunting side of things, again, well, this has been brought up Hootie Hoo, and so pretty solid. Bullets for Bucks was out there earlier, and Alaskan Ballistics. So those three on the hunting side, I would say, especially when you get into like hunting ammo and load development.
Chuck does a good job on the
Yeah.
load stuff.
A bunch of geeking out type stuff with that. And then big organization, not really a creator. Multiple creators are on there all the time, but one that if you're talking about like shooting sports and you're talking about drills or fundamentals and things of that is NSSF.
Yep. Sure. Yeah,
Got
it's
a
a
pretty
great
good
one.
library. Yeah.
I tell you, probably it's going to sound weird, but probably like my favorite gun channel in the last probably year or two. I really enjoy watching a lot of their stuff. I've been fortunate enough to meet a couple of the guys that shot and all of that. But Tactical Hive, if you guys have never watched or heard of Tactical Hive, HYVE, Tactical Hive is phenomenal. They got a bunch of old military guys that kind of started this training company, and they do gear reviews, but they do a lot of different drills, and they do different tactics and trying to take maybe military stuff and how to implement it into your everyday life, and why should you carry a truck gun, or why you should do this, and how's the best way to, do you go, obviously you try to go maybe in a self-defense. If you got a truck gun, you go from handgun to rifle. You use your handgun to get to that truck rifle or whatever. Talk about all of these different things. If you guys haven't checked them out, Tactical Hive, HYVE, is probably my favorite channel. Like I said, outside of my friends, I don't watch a lot of gun content. And they do some cool gear reviews also as well. But that's probably outside of my friends' circle and supporting that. Yeah, for sure. That's a channel that I've really gotten into the last couple of years. Go ahead, Kyle.
Another one that randomly popped up, and I'm a nerd, so I had to watch it. Real Tree with Dale Earnhardt hunting monster bucks.
Oh,
that was really cool. Really cool.
That's interesting. I haven't seen that. Hunting monster bucks.
Yeah, with Dale Earnhardt.
Where were they? Oh, senior. Oh,
yeah.
Like old school. Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant like junior, like recently or something.
I'm almost 100% certain they were in Kentucky. Don't quote me on that, though.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Artak and daughters. I'm not sure. I'm just talking about the APX. So, yeah. Okay. So let's kind of move on into entertainment. The channels that we watch, that are still gun channels, but we like to have fun with. For me, it's hands down I love watching pulling our tactical. I mean, how can you not like? Hilarious, right? And they do really good work while being entertaining. Like they're not always just making dumb, stupid, funny videos. They're making like very good videos, but they're still keeping their weird, Eastern European, sense of humor about them. But I think they're hilarious. They do a really good job over there. Let's see, who haven't we started with? We started with Chris or Kyle? We started with either one of you guys yet? Let's start with Chris on this one. Chris, go through for entertainment value. Is there a channel that you sit there and say, man, I could watch those guys, or this channel? I know that I'm going to learn something probably, but it's also I'm just going to have fun watching this channel. Do you have that gun channel that you do that with?
Honestly, the guy that I watch just to have fun and laugh is Hillbilly Up. Really,
there you go.
He's just you just don't know what he's gonna do, and
yeah.
So yeah, he's kind of. I mean, it's cool. He's doing a review, but then he brings his persona to it or whatever, and I don't know. It's just good for a good laugh, And
no, I get it. Yep. Kyle, any entertainment channels that you really do enjoy?
I'm gonna bounce back to Risky Krisky. That's the entertainment value one I watch. Or Ghost. I mean, your videos get pretty entertaining. Especially as of late.
People that kind of know me know that I made a serious commitment earlier this year. So when I got back from SHOT, I took like 3 months off. I was burned out. Like, I meant only take about a month off, but I ended up taking a couple months off, and I needed to kind of figure out the direction. Not that I wanted to change what I was doing, but I wanted to figure out how am I going to enjoy this more. And I made a conscious effort this year to sit there and say, you know what? I still want to be professional. I still want to do quality reviews of firearms. I think people can at least learn the basics about, because I'm not the guy that wants to do a 20-minute video. I don't want to teach you everything about that gun. I want to give you my breakdown, overload of that gun, and then hopefully you go buy it and figure out the rest of it yourself, right? I want you to do your own homework by buying that gun. But I also I think most people that know me know that I'm a bit of a smart ass. I like to have a good time. I like pulling practical jokes. I like doing all sorts of different stuff. And I never really kind of did bring that side of me. I was so focused on trying to be professional, and I kind of got burned out of that. Right. Yeah. And so I think you can still be very professional, but still bring your personality. And so I like wearing funky ass clothes, and I don't mind making fun of myself. And I like having fun in general, just in life. So, I have made a conscious effort this year, and from now on of having fun with guns and still trying to do a solid job for companies and do a solid job for the viewers of reviewing guns. But it's okay to have fun and be a little weird sometimes. So, I appreciate that for sure.
And this is no BS, but if you're trying to keep up with how a show's going anywhere and you guys are putting out video, you or Clover, I always got to tune in, because you'll be doing a video and here comes Clover in his Falco jersey in the background checking out.
There are little kind of, I don't know, Clover, would you call them Easter eggs or just little drop-ins that we like to put in? We just
unannounced photo bombs,
unannounced photo bombs, but we get creative with them. Whether it's Clover doing a booth review and I'm sitting there as his security guard trying to hold back people. People don't realize what's that dude standing on the side with sunglasses with my earpiece and all that. There's all sorts of stuff that we'll try to do, but that's all fun. And I think that that's really what you got to do, is you got to have fun with it. And plain little jokes. Especially, like that's the best part is playing jokes on people. What's up, Chris?
The dad bod operator videos have been pretty funny.
I don't care if nobody watches them. For me, it's more fun, honestly, just writing the scripts. I enjoy writing, and that has allowed me to kind of be weird on having fun writing the induction speeches. And I have fun making them because I try to have fun with them, and I don't care if really anyone watches them or likes them or not. I think they're fun, and it breaks up a lot of the crap that I can. Once a week, I can go and make a stupid video making fun of one of my friends and induct them into the Dad Bod Hall of Fame. Chris, by the way, I'm working on your script eventually. I'll get you in there. I've got one for Ginger in my mind. I don't think that Kaylee would approve, so I might have to forego. There might be something about being redheaded gingers that, soulless and being young, millennial, and there's I don't think the GOA would appreciate it. So I might have to do that. I might just have to email you that speech and just let you enjoy it without making it public.
You can make it public, just don't mention GOA and it will be all right.
This is true too. I guess I could do that. Yeah, I guess I could do that. The artist formerly known as the SEO director at Ammo Company, online ammo company. The SEO. Is a Ginger one going to be YouTube friendly? Oh, it'll be YouTube friendly. It just might not be GOA friendly. They may not, well, it would be GOA. It wouldn't be against GOA. It's just they may not claim him after that one.
I don't know if they claim me now. So,
well, as long as they pay you, they don't have to claim you. As long as that paycheck keeps coming through, right? What are we talking about? Having fun, entertainment. Okay, Clover. Any gun entertainment channels that you enjoy?
So, absolutely.
I created a new word there, I guess.
Yeah, right. A Bushism, if you will. Absolutely zero educational value.
Oh yeah, no. We're just talking about having fun watching.
I'm just throwing it out there because some that's like, oh, I really enjoy it. It's entertaining, but I learned something. No. This one you're not going to learn a thing. I can promise you. Tundra Tactical.
Oh, Tundra, yeah, hell yeah. Man, when he was a couple years ago when he made the move out west, I think he was always going to have fun, but I think when he moved, he made that switch to entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's
silly and shenanigans.
It's silly and shenanigans. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's okay. We got to have that as well. Every now and then he'll sprinkle some education. Every now and then, but it ain't much, and it ain't very often. So, Ginger.
Let's see. Entertainment wise, I'm just going to rattle off a few. So, Admin, Patton, Sean, and we like shooting guys. They're always entertaining. And then I would have to throw Grantham in there when I do watch some of it. I normally watch him for.
Okay, I can see Grantham in a weird way being entertaining. Not that he's trying to be, right?
It's more of the like ballistic dummies blowing up.
Sure,
it's some entertainment. But those are the guys who I'll watch for entertainment purposes.
If you're going down that road, like it's already been mentioned, but Mr. Big Kid. The cinematography and like the production value, and that's entertainment. I mean, but it's like studio movie quality.
He was the first one I remember consistently doing drone stuff out in Arizona and doing like the production quality was really fantastic.
Yeah, it's the production quality. I don't know how else to explain it, but
it's exactly
his videos,
what it is.
The colors in his videos, the movement, the sequences, the transitions, like just amazing.
Yep. Now I'm gonna pick on one of your choices. I'm not a huge fan of his personally, and I'm not talking about John Patton. Not a huge fan of his. I respect what he does and what he can do within our industry. I will say this. When I think entertainment, Patton doesn't even come close to entering my head.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I'm not saying one way or the other. Gun Collective is what it is. I respect the hell out of what he does. I respect his business sense. I respect a lot of stuff. I'm not a fan of his personally, but I respect him. But I don't think of John as entertainment. That's just me, though.
It's the news segment for me.
Well, that
That's
was
what it is.
news. So how's news entertaining? Come on, man.
But it's the jokes in it.
If that's news, is news. Come on.
It's the jokes in it.
But then again, consider the source, because that's coming from a ginger, right? So we'll allow it, John. We'll allow it.
I see how it is.
I will say original old school Johnny, like gun drama Johnny, back in the day
BOA,
when he was doing the BOA stuff, when he was still, gun drama Johnny. I used to wait for Thursdays for that shit to come out. And Johnny's a great guy. He has changed shifts and gone into a different direction. Great. Good for him. I do miss gun drama Johnny every now and then. I wish he would sprinkle that in every now and then and come back and do. I know he's doing the spicy Fridays and stuff every now and then, but the old school drama llama, I wish every now and then he bring gun drama Johnny back every now and then. I used to enjoy that as well. Damn, we're at an hour and 40 already. Holy cow. So we're going to open up real quick, and can I just open the room up and say, any channels for whatever reason, I'm going to give you guys a couple chances to throw some channels out there for people that might be new to our community, for whatever reason, may not fall into a specific category, but channels that you say, you know what, I think people need to know about this channel, whether they're up and comers. We can do that. We can do that real quick as some of the up and coming channels that I still consider Chris an up and coming channel, because I don't think he's even close to reaching where he's going to reach. So I still consider you, even though you're not new. And that's not a derogatory thing for you, Chris. I think that you've done a phenomenal job, but where you are right now, I think you're still an up and comer, because I don't think you've reached a fraction of where you're going to go. So
no terminal velocity for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do. That's right. Yeah. So let's do that. Here's the reason why, Clover, I was hesitant, because, okay, so Clover, do you mind if I make that public? The question you asked me?
That's fine.
Okay.
It was a legit question. Yeah.
Okay. So Clover in the private chat says, are we not going to do 2A channels? And as much as I would like to do that, and we will do that. Yes, we will go ahead and do that. 2A channels for me in the last several years. I know most of the big 2A channels now, and they weren't always 2A channels, and a lot of them went 2A because they couldn't get their channel to grow any other way. You want me to be honest with you? That's the real facts. I'm not going to slam anyone right here. If you want to know what I'm talking about.
The tactics they use in blowing things out of proportion, and there's
the fear mongering, the sky is falling, for no other reasons. They don't care. There are people out there that I know and Clover knows that have said that they don't care about 2A, and now they're 2A channels. So the 2A channels I'm skeptical of, because I know most of them, and I know
it goes back to the trust in a grain of salt, and verify and do your homework too, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We've already said that. So same thing.
But let's go 2A channels. Clover, I'm going to start with you on this one. 2A channels that you trust. If you were looking for information, what are some of the channels that you trust for 2A news?
So I'm in Texas, so this is fairly easy for me. My favorite, because you're dealing with lawyers, I know these people personally, they're great people, is the armed attorneys.
Yep.
Um, so that's my number one route to go without a doubt. They do it every day. I would also say check in. I know John's sitting there right beside me, but check in with the organizations, any organizations, whether
Yep.
that's state or national level, that
Absolutely.
have channels. And then I'll throw in, and you'll have to help me with one because it may be more the podcasting realm, but um, I'll throw in Great Start Shooting School, Brooke Cheney
Okay. Sure.
into
Yeah.
the mix, which I think is pretty good for. It's more 2A than it is gun review to
Yep.
me. And then Noggin Notes, the WTTA realm.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
With
and
Jake.
that
Yep.
I think they push more for the podcast world than YouTube on
They
that.
do. Yes, they do. Yeah.
But that's a 2A area there.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, John, aside from GOA, which I'm gonna let you go ahead and mention because there are some great podcasts and stuff that GOA, obviously yours and the Minuteman. You got like 3 or 4 different podcasts rolling with GOA now. Plug those. But you personally, before jumping into the GOA realm, who were some of the 2A people that you look to and trusted?
Let's plug
Or
our
trust?
shows. Yeah, I'll plug our shows real quick. So, podcast is State of the Second. Then we have a sorry, Keely just messaged me and distracted me. So we have State of the Second. We have the Minuteman Moment, One in the Chamber. We just got a new show on the GOF channel, which is called Shots Fired. That's our Gen Z style show. You also have Eric always on there doing stuff. The channels that 2A content, it's hard because I didn't watch a lot before I was at GOA, but I would say Paul Glasgow from Legally Armed America. He seems to be really on top of things. Mac from time to time can get very pro 2A content.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I would say, I guess this is not more, and I don't know if he has a channel. I'm just going off the podcast. I would say Tony Simon.
That's a great one. That
would be one.
Tony does, and he's also co-hosts a ton, but I think there's more of the podcast realm.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I thought it was
the
more podcast.
for everyone podcast, but yeah, he's on. I mean, probably 7 or 8 different podcasts regularly.
Absolutely.
And then who else was I thinking? I'm trying to think of YouTube specific because most of my 2A content would normally came from Instagram, just scrolling through feeds and stuff like that.
Well,
so
you can mention maybe some 2A stuff on Instagram. People out there are, also looking at Instagram. I do Instagram every now and then.
So that's really all of them. Really, most of the Tony popped up the most, and the other one is it's not 2A content, but I guess crime research is another one that if I'm on Instagram, I'm finding stuff and information on, and then GOA as well. So,
yeah,
really,
absolutely. Chris, what about you for 2A channels and 2A info and news and all that? Do you have a kind of a go-to couple channels or anything?
I mean, for me, I just kind of stick with back to the friends thing here because we have so many friends on here that do it. So, I mean, Tony Simon definitely is awesome.
Lovatron, baby, Lovatron.
So a lot of that I'll just get off of from G-Webs, watching his shows. He gets those, he's got Tony on there, and then
he's kind of like watching Siskel and Ebert almost. 2A, you know what I mean?
And
G is one of the best out there. Let's just be honest.
John, Siskel and Ebert was these 2 old dudes back in the day.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, film critics.
Movies, and that's where the thumbs up, thumbs down, 2 thumbs up comes on. Was those
you can thank Siskel and Ebert for the YouTube thumb up and thumb down, by the way.
Yeah.
He's still looking at you like, what?
And then I like one of the things I like to do, like especially during the day, if I'm at work and I just want to throw my headphones in while I'm doing something and listen to something, is like I like it when Coop over at CNT Design and Arms or G23 they're covering something going on, you know, in the Judiciary Committee or something, that they're streaming that live across their channel. I like watching that stuff because I don't have to watch it. I can just sit there and listen to it and see what's going on. So
Right.
I do enjoy that side of that.
Right. I hear you. Kyle, 2A kind of news info. Anyone in particular that you or anyone around you kind of watches?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm pretty in the loop as far as that goes, because we have to be here.
Yeah.
We don't take it from YouTube, but back in the
That's fair.
day, and he stopped making videos. I don't know what happened, but there used to be a guy called Kentucky Gun Doctor, and he was pretty legit and pretty on top of
I
like.
guess I don't remember that.
He's still around. He works for us, by the way. He's the state director for Kentucky.
Oh, that's
no
awesome.
kidding. Yeah. Never heard of Kentucky Gun Doctor?
Yeah.
Huh. Now, does he do more Kentucky 2A stuff, or is it nationwide stuff from back in the day?
Both.
Okay.
And yeah, he worked at Anderson for a little bit, actually.
Oh, did he? Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Hour 51. Real quick, Kyle, I want to let you have a few minutes to talk Anderson Manufacturing. I know that you're probably kind of starting to get in towards shot mode and all that stuff, but what all you guys got going on there? Anything coming up for Christmas that you want to let everyone know out there about right now?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to take this time to kind of not plug Anderson Manufacturing, but just plug the ownership here. They gave me the opportunity to go out there and hunt with my guys, even though I had no vacation on the books. And I cannot thank them enough for that. So that's really all I got to say is their heart's in the right place. And man, I'm just so grateful for that opportunity. It was a good time to get away and just kind of hang out with the guys and get some time with my Marines, and good reset for me. So,
well, and I think that's something that needs to be said. It's nice to hear, most people, and having you on from Anderson and having Chase on from EAA and having John on from GOA, most people aren't ever going to hear about some of the backstories of said companies and how they inner workings. And to know, I remember you called me a couple weeks ago and like I just got to talk, and you're fired up, and I know that you were nervous about talking with them about some things, and having the ownership of Anderson, which is a massive company in our industry, having the ownership not only say, yeah, we're good, but support you and do above and beyond what any company or ownership needs to do for that. What that does is tells me that you can say what you want to about any company out there. Every company out there has good products. They have bad products. They have good days. They have bad days. But when you start talking about the human element of our industry, there are a lot of really, really good people in our community, in our industry. And it's nice to hear that all the way up to the ownership family of a massive brand in our company cares enough about an individual's employee's state of mind and getting you to your boys and enjoying that situation. It's nice to hear these companies aren't just machines. They're not just robot companies that are just making money. They actually bring in a human element. So no, I love the fact that they did that, and I think that's amazing. But I think that's some of the stuff that we need to get out there. I think people, if they understood the human element of the human side of these brands, maybe they would be bigger fans of those brands. They say, you know what, I've never tried Anderson, ARs before, but it's nice to know that they really took care of Kyle on his veteran hunt and above and beyond what they needed to do. I'll go try them out. There is a human element that we should be able to bring to these companies as well. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on, Ghost.
Absolutely, brother. John, bring you in. Tuesday's 2A, in case people missed it earlier. Did I hear, and I might have misheard, I can't remember who was telling me about it. I don't remember who it was. It was either yesterday or today, or it might have been, I don't know. It might have been yesterday. Did the GOA like team up with FPC and SAF? Is there like a big thing going on with a lot of the organizations jumping in together to do something? Did I hear this wrong? I'm not real sure.
No, you heard it right. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. I can't remember if it was the
hell. It might have been you, but I don't remember getting a text. I got a text from someone that said, "Hey, it's kind of cool to see like 4 or 5 of the organizations jump in together," and I can't remember what it was about. I'm
guessing it has to do with the 5 days left on this comment period with the ATF.
Probably. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think it's 3 days left now. And then we all filed as plaintiffs for the New York non-residential permit.
That's what it was about. Yeah. Yes, that's what it was about. Yeah. Okay.
So we've got that one going on, and then another one with California as well. We're doing a fight on the
and it's you guys, FPC, SAF. Who else is involved in some of these? I want to give all of a shout out because it's nice to hear that it's everyone's holding hands trying to fight this together. It's nice to hear that.
So it is the lawsuit against California, and I can't remember who was all in it, but it is FPC, SAF, and us at least. And I thought there was one more, but I can't remember who it was. Yeah. I can't remember who it is either right now off the top of my head. I'm trying to find it.
Kudos to all you guys for someone had to get in the same room or on the same phone call and say, look, this is going to benefit all on the same side, but you're all separate organizations and you have your own thing that you're working on. But it's nice to hear that you guys are able to set aside maybe some differences and all of that to say, look, we're stronger together on some of these things.
Yeah, and I think the other one might have been NAGR. It could have been. That's another one.
Could be. I don't remember. I remember you guys, FPC and SAF, because I'm members of all three. So I knew those three were together.
But yeah, we've got a couple big lawsuits going on. It's definitely this one with 3 days left in the comment period. So make sure that you do comment. And the other one is make sure you contact your senator about this assault weapons ban that is supposed to be hitting the floor here very soon. And it was GOF, GOA, GOF, SFA, and FPC. GOF is us as well. That's just our sister organization.
Okay. Gotcha.
But just make sure that you guys reach out and tell them that you want Chuck Schumer's assault weapons ban
to go away.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, thanks for going on, bud. As always, Christopher. I know that you got a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of different products that you're working with. What are some of the things that may be coming down the line for people that haven't checked your channel out yet?
For the next few weeks, it's just going to be a lot of optic reviews. I picked up 3 new companies. I just keep getting emails, and they're like, "Well, we watched this video you did for this red dot company. We want to work with you." And
not a bad problem to have.
Yeah. So for the next few weeks, it's just going to be. I'm doing something a little different. I've been doing a lot of filming and I've banked up a lot of videos. So I'm pretty much going to shut down after this weekend. I've got some stuff I got to wrap up. And then I'm just going to focus on SHOT Show. So I need to go back through all my content from last year. Well, this year, I guess we would say.
Sure.
And I want to get my ducks in a row for SHOT. And I just want to spend some time with my family and kind of chill out for a while. So I got enough videos right now to pretty much carry me into first week of March.
June.
So yeah, so I'm gonna hammer down and do a lot of filming this weekend and wrap up everything I need to wrap up, and then I'm just gonna do my kind of like you do in the summer where you take your break. I'm gonna take my break. So
yeah, yeah. I wish I couldn't take a break in the summer, but I have to basically.
Well, whenever you take your you know what I'm talking about. You take
I get it.
You gotta. So I'm taking a word of advice from you.
You need to. Yeah, I think that's important. No matter what industry or what genre you are, I think that if you're a content creator, I think giving some time for yourself and all of that is important. I think that you need to be able to reboot, restart, refresh everything, because if you're always on. It for me, and I don't understand this for anyone else. I never want this to become a job. I want this to be a really. It's a second job, but it's still a hobby job. Right? I want it to still be fun. And the day that it be no longer is fun for me to do it, I'll just stop. And if you guys ever find out that I just stopped putting shit out there, that's why it became what it was, and that's why I took a break this spring. Is I felt it coming. SHOT Show was incredible, and I knew that I had a bunch of responsibilities coming from SHOT Show, and I said, you know what, before that madness really kicks in, I'm going to take some time for me, and February is a great time to do it for me because it's freaking -10 here in Arkansas, so it's not like I was going to be out on the range doing a whole lot anyway, so it turned into 2 months kind of stuff happening at work and life taking over, takes you down some roads sometimes. But yeah, I think that for me, I'm going to focus again on February, kind of taking February off and really kind of getting ready to go for the spring right before NRAM, and then the summertime is summertime. But yeah, I think that's important, and I think that's advice that I didn't come up with that. And it's been going on forever, but I think that everyone that does this knows that there are times they feel burned out, and some people try to fight through. And I used to just say, you know what, I'm just going to fight through, and it'll be okay at the end. And then maybe quality starts going down in your videos because you don't care as much, or you're burned out, whatever that is. If you're a creator out there, or if you're thinking about starting to do content out there, keep the priority of what this is for you, whatever it is. Now, if it's something you do want to put a video out a day and you're just going to bang it and you're just going to kind of go at it, my God, do it. And I'm here to help you in any way possible. But there will come a point when you're like, I need a break. And that's okay. If anyone tells you that it's not okay to take a break, then run from that person immediately and never talk to them again. Breaks are needed in life and in content creation. Clove, what do you got going on? I know you've got some stuff coming down the line. What all you got coming down the line?
Starting to get caught up on some of the
I was until the last couple of days.
kind of starting to. Got one. I mean, I want to give it away, but I want to get a kind of fun one out. A little bit different than just a single product review thing. Out before Christmas. I probably will film on that probably tomorrow. So hopefully, G23. Take care of that real quick.
He knows I'm going to Ron Burgundy it. So 40 is king, and let's remember the men and women who are downrange and can't be with their friends and family for the holidays. Thank you very much. And I have to Ron Burgundy it for a super chat, but we all know that 40 is not king. Let's just be honest. But I'll Ron Burgundy it for you. I appreciate you.
Right.
T23. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I got that. We'll get caught up on that. I do got more stuff obviously on the way as you do too. So that'll easily carry me through SHOT, but it's Chris mentioned SHOT, and I'm glad to see Chris. Well, first of all, you got to take time off for your family and whatever, and I get it, but
that's right.
It's very interesting to see you taking shot serious enough to want to carve out time to prepare and prep and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of cool. But there'll be a lot of that in the next month or so because we're closing down on it pretty quick.
Under 50 days, baby. Under 50 days. And Kyle, I'm sure you're ecstatic about coming getting ready for shot because we, Clover and I kind of in a back-assward way didn't see the full blown, but we got a glimpse of what the industry goes through.
I got
Screw
enough.
that.
Yeah, I got enough to know. Screw that. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work, but it pays off. It's a lot of fun. Once you get on the floor, it's fun. The prep's the hard part.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. For us, absolutely, yeah. We were starting to get caught. I'm not saying I'm caught up, but I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Chris, you had a birthday a few days ago. Is that true?
Yeah, Friday.
Well, son of a bitch. What are you like, 63?
49.
Son of a bitch. At least 49. My wife was 49 last week. What day's your birthday?
December 1st.
Okay. My wife is a couple days before that. I was like, holy shit, maybe all the same day. Yeah. You're getting old, man. That's what it is. But no, happy birthday, bro. So here's the thing. It's been over a year now that I have not been on Facebook, and it has been one of the most glorious years of my life because I cannot stand Facebook. But the one thing I do miss about Facebook is it was always my birthday calendar. It always let me know whose birthday was going on. And now I've got to kind of populate my birthday list and keep it on my phone and all of that. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Like I said, for us, we got some stuff coming. We just got in a few different items that we'll be testing out here. Waiting on one very special one here, hopefully the next couple of weeks. Cannot wait. But I got some really cool stuff that just came in. So yeah, looking, you'll see some reviews coming on some different firearms that we just got in. I've got some stuff that we're going to have fun with. We're going to continue the Sunday inductions into the Dadbot Operator Hall of Fame. We're having fun with those. Other than that, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be put it this way. It's going to be a busy December. Leading up to SHOT, this is going to be one of the busier Decembers I've had leading up to SHOT than I've had in the last while. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's just, it's weird how things just kind of like compound and build. Like all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm getting caught up. Boom, here's 4 new items. It's like, oh crap, here we go again. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just, yeah, it's going to be a fun December. I hope the weather stays decent because I need it to stay decent for the next couple of weeks so I can get some videos shot. But other than that, guys, yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on here as always. My boys out there are, on the panel. As always, thank you for doing that. Thanks to everyone out there that was in the live chat. Great conversation. If you're watching this in replay or listening to in podcast form, go ahead and leave the comments down there. Tell us how crappy we are. Tell us what you would like to see in the show. Whatever. Just say hey and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious if you want. It makes no difference to me. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As always, go check out Christmas 740's channel. Go check out Anderson Manufacturing. Go check out Clover Tax channel. Go check out GOA. John, do you want to plug anything that you and Kurt are doing?
Yeah, we're getting ready to launch our first video. He's editing now, so as soon as I've got the first video up, I'll plug it real hard.
I knew it was getting close. I didn't know, I knew the filming was over with. I wasn't sure how close you were getting though.
Yeah, we filmed enough videos just like Chris that we'll probably get through March, but he's just editing up some graphics and ran into some issues, so we're getting that done now.
Perfect. But yeah, thanks everyone out there. Guys, get to the range. Be more proficient with your firearms. Keep up in tune with everything that is going on in your local, state, and federal 2A legislation. If you are not happy with what your elected representatives are doing, guess what? 2024 is an election year. You guys can find someone that will take care of your interests. More importantly, guys, enjoy your freedoms of being American, one of which is to keep and bear arms. We'll talk to you soon. Semper Fi.